Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul, if Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign. This is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And you are the magician. This is a great way to begin a reading. I feel like you are, you're like hyper-focused right now. You know, I feel like you have your goals in sight. I feel that you have this like laser beam of attention. I think that you feel like someone who's highly intelligent. You know, like you probably speak more than one language, or you have a wide range of interests. I feel like you're very creative right now. I feel like you're in this like very focused mode, but like just really, really that creative energy seems to be flowing. Okay. And I think that you're kind of using this energy right now to construct your reality. You are the magic maker. Okay. You're the one that is directing your energy, your resources, all of your resources to something constructive, where they need to go, so that you can build the life that you desire. And that's awesome. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what you're building. Let's see what your challenges might be. So far, I mean, there are challenges, but I think that you're just kind of driving straight through them, right? You got your Chariot, got your Three of Pentacles, you got your Queen of Pentacles, you've got your Aries, Emperor right up top. Yeah, it felt like it. This is the Emperor card that, of course, represents the sign of Aries. And I think that this is your boss energy. Like this, you are in charge, large and in charge, okay? And you're driving the car. And Seven of Wands, yeah. You're going to experience a breakthrough very soon, okay? The Seven of Wands is you kind of like right up against a door that's locked, you know? And you are eventually breaking open that lock and getting through that door. And I think it's happening very, very soon. I feel like this might be the moment you've been waiting for, okay? Because it seems like the Chariot is perhaps up against a little bit of a wall here. Seven of Cups, yeah, that makes sense. But the Wheel of Fortune, the door's opening for you. Doors are opening where there were only walls. Yeah. We have a Princess of Pentacles and a little Temperance, okay, a little art. I think that's the culmination of all of this, right? The art card, because what you're doing is you're creating soul art. You know, you are building your life out of all of these different pieces. You're blending energies together, okay. And I feel like this is you feeling like you are, I don't know, I'm just picturing like an artist in a studio with just paint everywhere. Just free, like no constraints. Yeah. Anyway, let's put all of this into even more context with the mystery card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor, Infinite, and Unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck. Right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Now, as we look around the room today, we see a lot of majors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors. Then we see fire, we see water, no swords. Then we have the air. And interestingly, the art or temperance card is about bringing things together, trying to unite things, trying to see how do I mix this with this, and does that taste good, you know? We're adding things to the gumbo. The swords would be us trying to cut things out, you know, trying to divide things. The swords are cut things up into pieces so that we can analyze them and discard the things we don't want. I feel like you're really trying to bring everything into the mix, you know, that you want your life to be full. Yeah. Anyway, our magician. You have all the tools you need. The magician is the chef in the kitchen. This is you cooking, making the gumbo, okay? And you have all the tools you need, all the skills you need, all of your mise en place, right, is there. And if you don't have something, you can obtain it, or you can create it yourself, okay? Speak very clearly in your life right now, because your words have power. Be creative. Test your ideas. They're coming fast, it feels like, okay? So experiment with those. Try the creative work. But also stay focused on sort of the bigger picture. It's kind of like you're trying to make a gumbo. So stay focused on that gumbo. But experiment. Try different things. You're adding new things to the mix to see what works, to see what tastes good together. What flavors can you blend, you know? Your focused hours are leading to outcomes. You're going to experience the breakthrough. This is the moment you've been waiting for, okay? You have a commitment. You're consistent. You keep making the promises. Every day you wake up and you choose this path. I don't know what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is how and why you're doing it. This could be at home, at work, at school. It could be your business. It could be your spiritual practice. It could literally be a gumbo or a clam chowder or a crab curry. 3 of my favorite things, if you're wondering. But this is your, I don't know, sort of your sense of responsibility. Sort of your sense of being a vehicle for this thing. It's something that's flowing through you. You're the magic maker. You know, the divine light is coming in and you're transmitting it out to the world. Okay? You're using your energy to build. You're very good at communicating right now. You're very good at expressing yourself, whether it's through words or actions or, you know, pictures. I don't know. You're using your energy to build something, to bring things together. I think everything is happening right on time. I know that it's starting to feel like you're stuck. See, we're talking 7 and 7. There is a blockage. You are waiting for a breakthrough. And this is the door swinging wide open for you. And the magician knows that it will open. And so it's not worried about it. There's a confidence. I feel like you're feeling stuck. But you're still confident that this is going to work. It's just a matter of divine time. Everything's got to align, you know, everything's got to line up. Everything's going to fall into place. And then that lock will open. Whatever it is that you're struggling against is going to break free. And the door is going to swing open. It's not a matter of you doubting if it's coming, doubting if it's ever happening, but just kind of wishing it would hurry up, you know? But your confidence here is really turning your effort into success. And I feel like a lot of you are using your talent in some way. That this is some kind of art or some kind of self-expression or some kind of, I don't know, something inside of you that you're transmitting out to the world. Whether it's through the written word, the spoken word, through some sort of like art form or a craft or a business or a family or a relationship. You're trying to create something. Trying to create something beautiful. You're trying to make art. Okay? And the Chariot, I think, is massively helpful for this because this is motivation. You're ready to move ahead, although you're kind of banging your head against the wall. There's something that's sort of blocking your passage. This might be a card of travel for some of you. It might be that your schedule is very busy. Your life is kind of like it's very organized, very scheduled. And so I feel like everything's intentional though. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel hectic. It feels like it's busy, yes, but it's very methodical. And I think you're like, you have an ability to stay calm while things are moving quickly. Okay? Keep your eye on the goal. Don't be distracted by anything. Sometimes the Seven of Cups is like there's other options out there that might be masquerading as really fun, good, exciting things, but you can see them for what they are. Toxic, swampy, corrupt, not good. Okay? So I feel like you're not allowing yourself to get distracted. The Chariot is very, disciplined, you know? It's allowing itself some freedom, but it's staying in a particular lane. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. I feel like we kind of created like a fence around ourselves and said, this is my zone. This is where I'm gonna operate. In other words, you're setting limits for yourself. Okay? You are keeping yourself focused. Yeah, concentrated. You got your eyes on the goal. The little distractions, you're not going to fall for it. Yeah. I feel like you partake of some sort of physical exercise or physical activity. If you don't, that would be a good idea. It will help you to focus your mind on whatever your goal is right now. Even if it's something simple, stick with it. Say, I'm going to walk around the block after dinner. I'm going to do some stretches, in the morning time, something like that. Just something to sort of loosen your body up or just to get some movement, gentle movement. Gentle movement, I'm just going to go for a nice leisurely walk in the afternoons or something like that. And maybe it's something more vigorous. I can see that with you as well. Maybe you've also started jiu-jitsu, where my wife and I just started doing our jiu-jitsu over at Cato Jiu-Jitsu in Mankato, Minnesota. And it's kicking my butt. And 5 minutes of that, and I'm out of breath. But it's wonderful. This doesn't have to be vigorous activity, but I think it's a recommendation for you to keep yourself loose so that you can, I feel like maybe some good ideas, creative ideas, come a little bit easier when your body's loose. Okay? But you're not forcing anything. You're not rushing anything. You're going at a consistent pace that works for you. Okay? Your steady sense of direction is going to win the race. It's not about how fast you can go, but about kind of almost like how concentrated you can be. Yeah. Very curious about what you're doing. We also have a 3 of Pentacles down here. I feel like, excuse my voice. I feel like there is physical work that you're doing. This is literally the card of work. This is the card of trying to keep everything in proper alignment. Your body, your heart, and your mind. Okay? This is you trying to keep everything spinning equally. I feel like you are very busy, but you're doing it in such a way that is organized. You're keeping everything going. I feel like your pace is pretty quick. Yeah. This is the card of your commitment in a way. It's all the blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting into something. It's all of that effort. Okay? And I feel like it's just about ready to manifest. This is hard work. I feel like it's going to pay off. This could be a skill or a project that's really starting to show results. The 3, however, is a potential. You understand the process of creation on the physical plane. And the magician certainly understands how to create something. Doesn't mean it's easy, right? probably means it's hard work. So you're putting in that hard work. You're not rushing perfection, you know? You're not rushing the gumbo. It's low and slow. But I feel like you have that kind of, I don't know, that meticulous energy. You're paying attention to the details. This is a card of good craftsmanship. And it takes patience, right? A good gumbo takes time. A good clam chowder, a good crab curry, whatever you're making. It requires patience. And it requires that you kind of take pride in your craft. Yeah. And of course, this is the card that's under the surface here. This is within you, inside of you. And I think that this is you focused on doing the quality work of which you're capable. I'm kind of getting some new job vibes here with this card. Maybe you're looking for a new opportunity, or you're trying to find some kind of a breakthrough here where you're going to manifest the potential that you have. Okay, so it could be that could be the door that we've been banging on, or trying to get through the door. There could be a lot of progress coming your way. And I think that this is progress through discipline and through care. This is a Mars in Capricorn type of energy. So this is not saying no. This is not giving up. This is strong. This is almost demanding that the door open, because you know that what's on the other side is meant for you. Okay? And so I feel like there's no chance of you giving up on anything. Even though we're starting to feel a little stuck, kind of feel we're getting a little bit of that queasy feeling. But you understand that you can't rush the good stuff. And so you keep working in the way you are, and you're going to get it. And I feel like now's the time. I feel like this is the moment. That Wheel of Fortune is in your environment right now. This is really like literally your relationship with the world right now. The Spirit is bringing you this good fortune. Spirit is putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them right now in your environment. Spirit is giving you a green light. Okay, this card represents doors appearing where there were only walls. And you have a Queen of Discs back here. It's a very nurturing energy, a very generous and wise energy. You've looked at the long and winding road behind you, see? Looking at the past and gaining wisdom from every challenge you've ever faced, all the ups and downs, the emotional roller coasters, every twist and turn, right? Every detour, every pivot, every shift has made you wise. Yeah. I feel like your intention is to bring some sort of comfort or peace to your home, to your life, to make your life feel comfortable, right? Like a home. Yeah. I think you're very good at managing your resources. I think the ups and downs and the twists and turns of life have taught you the value of your money, of your resources, time, effort, energy, money, and space. I feel that this is it's a lot of self-care. Okay. I think that you're someone who does that. We always talk about that on this channel. Like you need more, you got to take care of yourself more. I feel like you do. I feel like you give yourself a lot of attention and a lot of care. Okay. I feel like you have a lot of good routines in your life to take care of yourself. Well, and your family too, and your pets, your plants, right? Your people. I feel like you got everything. I mean, this really feels like the perfect reading, especially with this Emperor energy right here at the top. I feel like you're creating more beauty in your life. And that's the art card to me, also called Temperance. And that's the Queen of Pentacles as well. Okay. This to me feels like you've been on this long and winding road, and there's no way you're going backwards. There's no way for you to turn around and drive back the way you came. Yeah? The only way is forward now. That's supposed to be like that. The only way is forward. even though the way forward seems like it's challenging, it's difficult. Well, you're used to that because you've been on that long and winding road, and you've learned from the past, and you're trying to create a better life for yourself. Okay? I think you're trying to create more resources and trying to create more beauty and even more peace and comfort and maybe even a little bit of luxury in your life. I think you deserve it. I think you have good goals. And I think that you've traveled a long way already. And the Queen of Pentacles, looking back at the past, if only to understand how far you've already come. There is no turning back now, you know. A big shout out to everybody that sends in those super thanks to the channel. I really, really do appreciate that. We've been getting a lot more than usual lately, and I just want to kind of give a shout out to everybody that's been doing that, because that really is helpful. Okay. You got your Emperor. You've got your superpower card here at the top. You're in charge. You're taking responsibility for this path. You're the one that's driving the car. You've literally got your hands on the wheel. You're the pilot of the ship. You're not the commander or the captain. You're the pilot. Okay? The Emperor is the fortified ego. The captain, of course, is your true self, higher self, or spirit, or guardian angel, or spirit guides, or God, or whatever you want to say. You're the one with your hand upon the wheel. You're taking charge of your responsibilities. You're taking charge of your resources. You've made a clear plan, and you're sticking with it. You're demanding organization. You're trying to make everything shipshape. Yeah. I think you're setting very firm boundaries with other people and with yourself as well. Keeping yourself on a budget, keeping yourself to a particular routine. There's discipline here. There's leadership. So you're leading maybe yourself, or you're leading a team, or you're leading a family, or you're leading whatever. Okay? I feel like people look to you for advice. Yeah, I feel like you're somebody that you've got, I mean, you're in boss mode. I don't know what else to say. You're feeling yourself. You're confident. You're taking care of yourself. I think you take a lot of pride in your appearance. You take a lot of pride in your discipline. You take a lot of pride in your mind and in your communication. I feel like you don't like things messy. You like things to be organized. You like things where they go, so you know where they're at when you need them, you know. I feel like you're able to stay calm under pressure. I feel like you're the exact right person that should be like piloting the ship. Yeah. And I feel like right now you're going to get rewarded. I feel like the breakthrough is here. Okay? Your structure, your self-control, your discipline, everything we see here is going to be massively rewarded. I feel like you've got a very fortified ego. Not too big, not too small. Just right, you know. Seven of Wands. You're not giving up. You're not quitting. And even if this was where the reading stopped, and some people say it should, okay? Even if this is where the reading stopped and these cards weren't here, this is enough for me to tell you, look, you're doing the right stuff, Aries. Keep going. You're going to overcome this obstacle. You're standing up for what you believe in. You may feel unpopular. You may feel like, you know, the world is against you. That's all right. You've got this. You're facing a lot of pressure, but you're courageous. Mars in Leo, Mars in Capricorn here. Yeah, you got what it takes. And I don't think that you really mind if people are mad at you. I feel like you're going forward and you're saying, this is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what's going to happen. And if people don't like that, there's the door. Okay. This would be a good reading if this was the only cards we had, but we have all these too. And I'll try to be quick. Your passion, right, is giving you strength. When things get tough, and they have been tough, you've pushed through. Okay? Every challenge that you have faced ever in your life, the long and winding road, remember, has created in you the best version of yourself. You are the emperor right now. You are embodying the Aries 2.0, like the to date, the best version of you. And tomorrow, you'll be the even better version of you. Aries 2.1, 2.2, right? Incremental releases here. It's almost like a smartphone, like an operating system. And it kind of is. I think your superpower card is your operating system, and you're operating in boss mode. Not angry, aggressive, tyrant mode, but true boss mode. Servant leadership, okay? Courage, kindness, boundaries, discipline, self-control. I don't think you would ask anybody else in the world to do anything that you're not willing to do or that you haven't already done. Okay? Regardless of your situation. But anyway, every challenge you face is creating a better version of yourself. And I feel like this is the card of you trusting yourself and trusting this momentum, and you're driving in this direction, and maybe it feels like something's stuck, that we're blocked in some way. Maybe it's a creative blockage, a financial blockage. Maybe it's an obstacle that we're pushing up against, but we're not turning away from it. Because we know that we're supposed to overcome it. That's the point here. Okay? So keep doing what you're doing. This is the moment you've been waiting for. That breakthrough is coming. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Yeah. And let me know which card on the path of the dove seems to be resonating with you the most. I want to do a woodland creatures oracle card before we move on to the path of the serpent. And for you, we have the marten and foxglove, a little mischief. A little mischief, yeah? Getting into a little bit of harmless trouble, right? I wonder if that's our Seven of Cups. Too many choices, okay? Too many things in your life masquerading as fun things to get into. You might be feeling a little bit mischievous right now, where we just kind of want to do something a little bit naughty because we feel stuck, we feel blocked, we feel, that there is this is kind of a feeling like we got our chariot stuck in quicksand. We got our chariot stuck in the swamp, stuck in the mud, And that mischief, it might be that, we need to kind of maybe take it a little bit lightheartedly, okay? Not try to get too down about this feeling right now, because this is not terrible, especially considering all the other cards we have. If we started to have a bunch of swords cards, then I would say that this feeling has turned into a mood. And this mood may be turning into a depression, but we don't have that. We have, there's a rich imagination. You're probably in a very creative mode. And sometimes you might find yourself like fantasizing about things that feel a little bit mischievous, but it's like, I can't do that. I need to focus on getting through this obstacle, okay? It's kind of like your car breaks down and you just fantasize about, what if I just put on my beanie hat and I just wandered into the forest and I just became a hermit? What if I did that? I'm not literally going to do that. What if I just put everything in my car and I drove to some small town in the middle of nowhere and started working at a gas station? Yeah. Those kinds of fantasies, right? And that's not what you're going to do. But it's okay to think about those things, right? I was watching that show Alone. I like watching Alone Australia. You ever watch that one? It's great. And a lot of these people, after it gets to be day 30, day 40, they're sitting there fantasizing about what meal they're going to eat. And they're really detailed on mashed potatoes and the gravy and the pepper on the mashed potatoes and the way the gravy runs down the side like it's a volcano, Getting very vivid in their fantasies about food. And that's good, I think, as long as it just kind of keeps them occupied and kind of brightens up their spirit a little bit. But what if they fantasize about it so much that they then pick up the phone and they say, get me out of here, I quit. Take me home, I'm done. I quit this game. It's basically a game show, right? It's a competition. So the fantasies are good as long as they don't completely distract you from what you're doing, and as long as you don't succumb to those. If this is just a way for you to exercise your imagination and to release some of this pent-up energy and to just kind of feel like, you know, there's something else possible, then that's a gift. Your imagination is a gift. You can use it to create and to help you, but don't use it as an escape. And don't let it convince you that any one of these options is better than what you're doing now. Don't chase the fantasy. You're chasing something real. You're doing something real. Also, drink water, eat good food, clear your space. There might be some kind of toxic energy close to you that you need to clear out, okay? It could be something that's making you feel, that's kind of dragging your energy down. I don't know if it's a person or if it's like just a thought or a habit or something like this that's kind of just bumming you out more than you need to be. You want to surround yourself with very clean, very uplifting things right now, especially as we move into our Wheel of Fortune card. The door is swinging wide open. Your opportunity is here for you to break through. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune is divine timing. And it does represent that moment, that window of time where you can get right on through this. Yeah. It represents resources, an expansion of resources. Things are changing quickly now. Good luck is coming your way. It's going to surprise you. You don't want to be distracted by, all of these other fantasies to the point where you're going to miss the opportunity, where this good luck is going to pass you by. The people, places, and things that are on your path, you have to notice them and engage with them. Spirit's going to send you a signal, a sign, a synchronicity, and you have to be willing and able to pay attention and to see it. If you're not paying attention, you won't see the flare. Whoops, bumped the mic, sorry. You won't see the flare up in the sky. You've got to be watching for it. Signs and synchronicities are going to confirm the route. Say thank you and go through the door. Your path is clear. Okay. Divine timing is precise. It hasn't been the right time yet. The right time is now. Okay. And it's going to happen. Yeah. And I think that this is expansion, this is growth. Whatever you're doing now feels like it's going to become easier, bigger, better, faster, more profitable, more lucrative. That if it's a creative blockage, the ideas are going to flow. Okay? Life is turning in your favor, but you have to pay attention to this. And expansion asks for space. Clear away what doesn't belong in your life to make room for more of the good stuff, for more of what does belong in your life. Be done with the nonsense. And it could be like whatever your heart has been distracted by, none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff is worth anything. I feel like you've kind of been like flirting with the idea of straying from your task, from your path, from your goal. You know what I mean? You get the flat tire, and you start fantasizing about what if I just like left the car and I just went into the woods and became a hermit? What if I wandered over to the next town and I just pretended I have amnesia and I start a new life? That's a way. You're not going to do any of those things. Don't waste your emotional energy on that. Those are temptations. Those are distractions that you don't need. Okay. Now we have our Princess of Pentacles as well. Something that you have planted is about to bear fruit. New ideas are ready to grow into something real. Okay? You are nurturing this path, this project, this gumbo. You're paying attention to the details, like we said, right? You haven't been rushing anything. And now it's going to bring lasting results. This is something that is ready to be born into the world. And whatever the blockage has been, The breakthrough is here. This is your moment. Okay? This is your moment. And the progress has been slow. The Princess of Pentacles is a card that is always, at some point, going to transform into the Empress. And the Empress represents the absolute best version of the outcome, of the goal, whatever you're dreaming for, working toward, or wishing for. It is the ideal outcome, right? That Empress energy. This is just about ready to spring back to life. Right now, this is the dead of winter. And it looks like nothing's growing here. Okay? It's empty, barren, sterile landscape. The verdant energy is down beneath the surface. It's just about ready to spring forth, spring to life. And that moment's here, that breakthrough moment. Okay, I promise you. And the Temperance card, balance and patience, make everything smoother. You're blending ideas together, you're blending colors together, okay? I think a consistency. Okay, you've been focusing on this and you've been working on it diligently. I think there's been a routine to things. There's been kind of an experimental attitude, but it's like you're showing up every day, and this is you like in the lab. This is you in the kitchen. This is you, you're the alchemist. You're in the laboratory, you're in the kitchen, you're in the garage, you're in the studio, wherever your work is taking place. You're in your office, you're in your temple. What is that workspace for you? Yeah. How can you balance, how can you focus on maybe like the feng shui of your workspace? How can you make things flow better for your energy? Okay. That might be part of kind of, bringing about this breakthrough. Focus on your environment. What does it look like? Okay. This is literally the card that says you should cook something or make some art. Okay. I think that this is you feeling like you have that breakthrough moment and you're rushing back to your studio and you're painting the painting or you're making the music, and just the songs, the tracks are just, the beats are just flowing out rapidly, The blockage is being cleared. Let's look at our mystery card. Empress, maybe. What do you think it's going to be? Put it in the comments down below. Don't forget to join our Patreon as well. Okay, we got some good stuff over there at Patreon. I think it's going to be the Empress, maybe. Or it's going to be some more water cards. Yeah. Well, it is water. It's a Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, I think, is really feels like your creative energy is just flowing now. So maybe this is, for a lot of you, a creative blockage or an emotional blockage. It could be something about a relationship or something like this, or just, I don't know, it could be like a blockage of your dreams, you know what I mean? Because this is that card of like, dreams are happening now. Now you're dreaming a lot, right? This is a lot of inspiration coming to you. And it's just, your imagination is rich and it's flowing. Okay, maybe this is like, I'm trying to use my imagination, but it feels stuck or feels blocked. Or your heart or your love, or whatever it is. But this now feels like a renewal. Okay, this is dreams, daydreams. This is your emotions now being expressed through your art, through your music, through your words. Okay, you have the whole system set up to be like the artist, right, with the art card. All you need is the inspiration now. Now you need the talent, the creativity, And I feel like this is it flowing now. It's here and it's real. And I think you're seeing that sign or that symbol or that synchronicity. You're getting the fish in the percolator that inspires you. Maybe it's your muse, This is beautiful. A wonderful confirmation. We're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. We'll do an I Ching hexagram, we'll do oracle cards, we'll clarify love and money with tarot, And we'll do the yes/no coin. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Aries on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Become part of the community. All right. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.